Static or smoke, these niggas do it for the likes. I'm really trying to fight, but niggas Martin and Eddie, they ain't about that life. No gun line on the west side. Niggas snitching.
What is good, everyone? It's your boy Farai. Check, I got a cool little way to start mixing. What I like to do is I like to get the initial recording to sound a bit better than how it was recorded. So I like to beef it up using a preamp plugin. As you can see, I got a bit of a preamp plugin. And then I'm using a microphone modular from T-Rex. You know, saying the Neumann. You just kind of pick whatever sounds best with whatever your artist recorded with, your talent. And yeah, pretty much what I like to do is I set it up, and as you can see right now, this is not being routed anywhere. It's actually going out of a physical output, and then the input is over here. But the problem with FL Studio is, you know, the delay compensation isn't able to compensate the round trip. So the round trip is basically the latency that is induced when, you know, so it's not able, it'll add on an extra 18 milliseconds from what I understand, but that's a whole different story. So I'll just show you. You'll hear the vocal is a bit off, but I kind of use this to just kind of get an overall sound. You can see that in the verse and the chorus and all that, you know, there's a lot of dynamics going on. The loudness changes. So what I like to do is, instead of using digital plugins, I just like to run all of this through this outboard gear. So I'll play it quickly.
Trying to dodge your charge, so telling 12 on your man is something I can't applaud. And how these niggas gang who letting them.
So as you can see, I'm re-amplifying it like how you'd re-amplify a guitar almost. I'm using the preamp again. I use a bit of enhancement just to kind of get the vocal the way I want to sound it. Then I use this. So this is first, and then it's sent to this compressor, which I then use to just get, you know, 2 decibels of gain reduction, which really just helps tame the overall level. So that way then I can focus purely on mixing the sound to make it sound really good. So yeah, I'll record this and then I'll show you what it looks like. Peace. Okay, so you can see I've pretty much recorded that whole track. So I'm going to split up. I've already split up the chorus again because I want to process the chorus slightly differently to the verse. And as you can see, as I was talking about the latency that is induced that FL can't compensate for, what I like to do is I like to add, so for example, I'll show you here. I just add some hi-hats, right? And basically then the recording is on top. I can see, you see that little line there? That's the latency that was induced. You see what I'm saying? So all I'm going to do now is double click on here and then go to trim. You know what I'm saying? So naturally, I'm going to trim the knob right now. There you go. Now all the latency is gone. Now everything should line up as it was before. So that's one of the kind of few things you got to deal with when using FL Studio. But there you go. Outboard gear. The one thing you need to consider if using it is, you know, this is all definite, so you can't just kind of go back and change. That's why I kind of spend a few minutes figuring out, you know, the preamp modeling I want to use. This is the API style. And then I do the little trick where you drive the preamp per se, because I mean this is digital. So you add a bit of gain into this so-called preamp, and then you subtract from whatever. So you can see I've added 3.1, I reduced by 3.1 just to get a bit more grit. And I've done some EQ here. You really need to commit with this EQ. So I knew that I wanted to enhance the high end, take out some of the boxiness around 300 hertz, boost a little bit of the 1.5 just to get some more intelligibility, if that's what it's called. But yeah, I'm gonna mix this up, and yeah, peace out. Oh yeah, one last thing. A pretty cool way to see compression in action, right, is so you can see this is the one I recorded, and that's the original verse. I'm gonna drop this down to here, and you'll be able to see the difference between the 2 waveforms. So let me just do that. So there you go. So the 2 waveforms are kind of joined together, but you can actually see they're all perfectly lined up. So this is a nice way to check how everything's lined up. But you can see the kind of blue is the non-compressed, and the compressed is the red. So you can see what my compressor does just with 2 decibels of gain reduction. You can kind of, let's just find a really loud peak. There's a really loud peak over here. Here you go. You know what I mean? You can actually see that's all been trimmed off. The red has been compressed. So yeah, pretty damn interesting.
They said I changed, but I ain't changed. I'm the same nigga. And if you screaming West Side gang